So the changes that took place, not only in the railroad and etc., because seemingly my dad and actually a lot of the people in Mount Currie, including my uncle, one of my brothers, actually two of my brothers now, the more I talked to them, the more that worked on the railroad. So everybody seemingly working up and down the line, type of thing. BGE was our main source of transportation, whether you went to the Vancouver, Squamish, and etc., or up north and so forth. And it was incredible, really, but the change did happen. Yes, the PGE always went easy, always was late, etc. But only the other day, and that actually wasn't even not too long ago, put a little bit in here just for smiles, really. We got rid of the penny. And it says, they are finally going to get rid of the penny. We used to almost go to meet the train in Mount Currie. As young kids, I guess. We used to always put a penny in the tram for good luck. Flatten it out so they could keep it for good luck, I guess, whatever. Now they've gotten rid of it in most places, I guess. But of course, the 100 years now, it seemed like a long, long time. There's been a lot of things that have happened since. And it seemed like the remoteness of this community is now gone, And, so I used to go sit with him in Gladcourt, Darcy, Anderson Lake, all the time, asking questions in our language, mostly. And I said, hey, Jesus, I says, there must be something. When you travel back east, meaning to Ottawa and beyond, etc. He says, oh yeah, you check on it. I said, yeah. Whenever we have meetings, there's some delegation there to fight for our rights, etc. He said, it took them 2 weeks. If you can imagine, already 2-3 days on the BGE, wherever they're going. And beyond that, it was all by train, no flying at all, They went by train if it was to Ottawa. It took them 2 weeks to get there, had their meetings, conferences, etc. They even went as far as New York, he was saying. And they did have to come all the way back on the train, And eventually they'll get back here in 3 weeks or whatever. But it says, wow, that's a long time. It says, yeah, you have to be very committed, I guess. I thought of that actually. A lot of times I was chief here from my community. See, we were continuously being sent out, to meetings and conferences and etc. We ended up all along, I think of it. It took us 1 day to get back home. Right? Why am I complaining? Think of idiot, etc. I've seen many. I've had it in this book, in my photos too, like. The stopovers, etc., as the PGE was coming through, and in one of the photos I see that, and remember, when W.A.C. Bennett, and there's a lot of us older ones that remember him, it's the old Bennett family, the sons and etc. W.A.C. Bennett, of course, is a premier here, and he stopped over here, and how they honored him, etc., Train continued on beyond, I guess. And, another one was I can really recall is that when I became chief again back in 2003, I was sent to Torino, to the Torino Olympic Games, because we were still vying for our Olympics here. So they sent us there, and lo and behold, where's Torino? Far away, of course. So we went there. Again, a whole delegation of us. And what we were there for really was to welcome the world to come to the 2010 Olympics. And we eventually got here, to welcome the world. And while we were rehearsing there, and a man came forward and he says, oh, where are you people? He said, we're from Canada. So everybody is here from Canada, 4 chiefs here, etc. 4 house positions. So he came over to me and he says, "Where are you from?" He says, "Oh, I live in a place called Montclair. It's right back in British Columbia. It's in the Pemberton Valley, and etc." This is how you usually, like if somebody asks you questions, right? Because I said, 1 out of 1,000, there'd be not even gonna know where Montclair is. And I said, so then I said 100 miles north of Vancouver. I said, "Oh, I know where Montclair is." It was amazing. He says, "Yes, I used to work on the railroad in Squamish for a few years." This guy was a world-renowned tenor singer, right? He opened the closure of the Olympic Games in Torino, right? And he's now recently retired. And never got his CD, by the way. I was saying he was going to send us a CD. The gigs went to the Van office now, I guess. But what a small world. I was thinking, gosh, he worked up the railroad. He says, yes, and he probably met my father, my uncles, my brothers. Because whenever there was some drastic thing happen, the workers just all get together and work on it. Right? Whether it was a slide or whatever. Right? And, again, the PGE. Yeah? And of course, the change that has happened really, to the CNR and etc. It took many, many years, and a lot of changes. Eh? And, especially on working on the railroad, I think that's really big changes that have happened. We're going to the high-tech stuff now. Right? So I want to honor all the railroad people, especially my dad and my uncle, my brothers, and etc. that have worked there. So I want to leave that with you.